Hello and welcome. Today's lesson is going to be on solving equations. So the objective today is to solve equations following the four steps of solving equations. The four steps are 1. To eliminate parentheses, 2. To combine like terms, 3. To cancel numbers, and 4. To divide both sides. What is an equation? In the previous lesson, we talked about expressions where we simplify expressions using two steps. Today, we're talking about equations, which is basically two expressions equal to each other. And that's where the word equation comes from. It comes from the word equal, okay? Because we have one expression equals another expression. In solving an equation, you're trying to get the letter x or whatever letter you have alone equals a number on the other side. So let's go ahead and try this example. So the fourth step is to eliminate parentheses, combine like terms, cancel the numbers, and divide both sides. So let's start with the first step, which is let's eliminate parentheses by multiplying the number that is outside with the number that are inside. Please notice the equal sign forms like a border between the left side and the right side. So sometimes you might want to draw this line right here to help you see the division. Okay, so let's go ahead and use a calculator and multiply. So we have 6 times 3. We got 18. And then we have 6 times negative 5. And we have negative 1 times 2. So right there, I have 18x. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. And then I have negative 1 times 8. I get negative 8. Here's the equal sign. And now let's multiply on the other side. So 8 times 3. We have 8 times 5. And we have negative 5 times 2. So we have 24x, 40. And negative 5 times 2 is negative 10x. And then let's do negative 5 times 6. And we get negative 30. So if you notice, by taking the first step, we eliminated the parentheses. Now we're ready to combine like terms. When we combine like terms, we take one side at a time. We can only combine if they are on the same side of the equation. So for example, 18x. Who can I combine with 18x? I can combine 2x. Some students might try to combine with 24, but notice that you have the equal sign, the border. You cannot combine if they're on different sides. You can only combine if they're on the same side of the equation. Now on this side here, we also have negative 30, which we can combine with negative 8. On the other side, we have 24x that can be combined with 10x. And then here we have 40 can combine with 30. All right, so now we're going to use the calculator to do the combination 18 minus 2. So 18 minus 2, we get 16x. Then we have negative 30. Remember, first sign that is a negative is a little one, and then minus 8, and we get negative 38. On the other side, we have 24 minus 10. So let's do that. 24 minus 10. And we get 14x. And then we have 40 minus 30. So 40 minus 30. And we get positive 10. Now that we have combined like terms, we're ready for the third step, which is cancel the numbers. What do we mean by that? Usually when we solve equations, we want the letter on the left and the number on the right, okay? So that means this side is for numbers with letters, and this side is for numbers with no letters. So I go one by one and I say, is this in the right side? Yes, this one has X, has a letter, so that is in the right side. How about negative 38? Is it on the right side? No, it's not, because it does not have a letter. So that means we need to cancel. To cancel negative 38, we're going to do the opposite, which is positive 38. Anytime you do one thing on one side of the equation, you got to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to put positive 38 under the number 10 because they both don't have letters. So that means 38 is going to cancel. Now, if you notice right here, 14x has a letter and it is on the wrong side. So we're going to cancel that. So to cancel positive 14, we're going to subtract 14x or minus 14x, and I do it on both sides. So now I draw a line, and if you see here, we are going to cancel 38, and we're also going to cancel 14, and that's why we call it cancel the numbers. Now 16 minus 14 is 2x, and on this side 10 plus 38 is 48. And now we're ready for the last step, which is to divide both sides. And we divide both sides by whatever number is next to the x. So next to the x we have 2. So we're going to divide both sides by positive 2. And when we do that, 2x divided by 2 is 1x, and we usually don't write the 1. And 48 divided by 2 is 24. So there we go. We got the equation solved because we got the letter x by itself equals a number. And we did this by following the 4 steps. Okay, and if you follow these 4 steps, always will get the answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and try another example. Okay, so here we have another equation. First thing I see, I have parentheses. So first step is to eliminate parentheses by multiplying the number that is outside with the numbers that are inside the parentheses. Remember, if there's no number in front of the x, you put a 1. Okay, so now we can use our calculator. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So right there, 2 times 1 is 2x. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is also 6x. And then 3 times 6 is 18, positive 18. On the other side, 4 times 2 is 8x. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4x. And then 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. So first thing we did is eliminate parentheses. When we do that, we get an equation with no parentheses. That's what we want. Next step is to combine like terms. So we're going to combine 2x with 6x. We're going to combine 6 with 18. On the other side, I can combine 8x with 4. And then I can combine 8 with minus 8. So now we combine, we do 2 plus 6 is 8x. And then 6 plus 18. Remember, if you cannot do it in your head, that's okay. You just use your calculator. Okay, 6 plus 18 is 24. Equals 8 plus 4 is 12x. And then 8 minus 8. 8 minus 8 is 0, so we say it cancels. Very good. Next step is the third step, which is cancel the numbers. You go one by one and says, is this in the right place? Yes, it is. It has a letter. How about 24? Is it in the right place? No, it does not have a letter. So we're going to subtract 24. And if we do one side, I have to do it on the other. Notice that I don't put underneath the 12 because 12 have x. So I put it to the side. Now is 12x on the right side? No, it's not. So we're going to subtract negative 12x from both sides. And draw a line. The 24 cancel. The 12 cancels. 8 minus 12 is negative 4x. Please remember, you can use your calculator when in doubt. What always is good to check. And then we bring down the negative 24. Last step is to divide both sides by the number next to the letter x, which is negative 4. And if we divide negative 24 divided by negative 4, we get x equals 6. And there we go. Very well. So on the next page, you have 2 practice problems, just like the examples. So stop the video, try the next 2 problems, and then when you get an answer, you can restart the video to check your answers. Welcome back. So let's check how you did for the practice problems. Please remember the first step is to eliminate parentheses. So we're going to multiply the numbers that are outside with the numbers that are inside. Please notice there's no number here, so we know that there's an invisible one that we can put right there. Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10y. 5 times 5 is 25. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6y. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Now, 5 times 2y is 10y. 5 times 8 is 40. Negative 1 times 2y is negative 2y. And negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Please remember, if you're seeing that you missed a sign, make sure you enter the right information in the calculator. Okay? Once you eliminated parentheses, you will no longer have parentheses, so now it's time to combine. Who can I combine with 10y? I can combine with 6y. Who can I combine with 25? I can combine with 18. On the other side, who can I combine with 10y? I can combine with negative 2y. And who can I combine with 40? I can combine with 5, negative 5. So 10 minus 16 is 4y. 25 minus 18 is positive 7. On the other side, 10 minus 2 is 8y. And 40 minus 5 is positive 35. Good. Now that we combined like terms, now it's time to cancel. Ask yourself, who's on the wrong side over here? 7 is on the wrong side, so we need to cancel. We cancel it by changing the sign to a negative. And if I do it on one side, I got to do it on the other. Also, who else is in the wrong place? 8y is in the wrong place, so we subtract 8y on both sides. And now we'll see that negative 7 cancels, the 8y cancels, and you're only left with numbers with letters and numbers without letters. So let's see what we get. 4 minus 8 is negative 4y, and 35 minus 7 is 28. The last step is to divide both sides by the number next to the letter. So in this case, we would divide by negative 4 on both sides. And if you notice, the 4 cancels, the negative cancels, you left with y. And 28 divided by negative 4 is negative 7. So that's my answer. for this equation. Very good. Let's go on to the next example. So I hope you're noticing that if you follow the 4 steps and you're careful with using your calculator, especially with the positive negative numbers, you should be fine in solving any equation. So please remember these steps and to use your calculator when appropriate. Okay, so here I have parentheses. First step, I am going to multiply. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 2 is 12. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12x. Negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12x. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. Negative 3 times 3x is negative 9x. And negative 3 times negative 8 is positive 24. Very good. Next step is to combine like terms. So identify by underlining 6x can combine with negative 12. 12 can combine with 18. So if you notice, I identify which numbers I am going to combine. On the other side, I can combine negative 12x with negative 9 and 24 with positive 24. 6 minus 12 is negative 6x. 12 plus 18 is 30. On the other side, negative 12 minus 9 is negative 21x. And negative 24 plus 24, they cancel. They get to be 0. Now we're ready for the third step, which is cancel the numbers. So negative 6 is in the right place, but 30 is not. So let's go ahead and cancel 30 by subtracting 30 on both sides. Now negative 21 is also in the wrong place, so let's go ahead and cancel that by adding 21x to both sides. And if we do that, the 21x goes away, the 30 goes away. 6 plus 21, negative 6 plus 21 is positive 15. So 15x. And we bring down the negative 30. And the last step is to divide by the number next to x, which in this case is 15. And if we do that, x equals negative 2. So there you go. Here we have solving equations using the 4 steps. First step is eliminate parentheses. Second step is combine like terms. Third step is to cancel the numbers. And the last step is to divide both sides by the number next to x. And once you do that, you should be able to solve the equation and get your final answer. So this concludes the lesson for today on solving equations. I hope this lesson was helpful. Thank you very much for your time and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.